Well, hello class, and welcome to week 3 of BACC 531 Managerial Accounting. This week, as we dive into week 3 content, we're going to be talking about chapters 5 and 6, specifically chapter 5 on the topic of activity-based costing and management, and chapter 6 dealing with the topics of activity analysis, cost behavior, and cost estimation. The two chapters you're going to explore this week are absolutely crucial to what we're doing in the realm of managerial accounting, particularly when it comes to, in a sense, where the rubber meets the road in terms of what we're doing with cost analysis and how that information and the data that we provide through managerial accounting systems can be used to improve business operations and activities, to gain insights about where a business is succeeding or where it may be running into problematic territory, and also to be able to reach crucial decisions about strategic opportunities and strategic threats as well. Beginning with chapter 5 in activity-based costing and management, you're going to be looking at a specific methodology, a specific paradigm for dealing with overhead costs. As you'll recall from previous chapters, when we talk about manufacturing activities and even some service contexts, we're tracking the costs of our business activities according to three basic groups: direct materials, direct labor, both of them together forming the prime costs of an organization, and then our overhead costs, which are the indirect materials and labor items that are part of engaging in what we're doing in business, the products that we're producing or the services that we're providing. Well, there are several different ways to look at the allocation of those overhead costs. The simplest are the plant-wide rate method approach and the departmental rate method approaches we've looked at previously. The most complex, or the more complex family of approaches, is what we summarize as activity-based costing, and that's going to be taking both or that particular category of overhead items, both indirect labor and indirect materials, and looking at allocating, tracking, and categorizing those items on the basis not of plants or departments, but more specifically on the basis of activities. It's more detailed, but it tends to yield more accurate information and a deeper understanding of how those overhead cost pools behave. As we move from that into chapter 6, looking at the topics of activity analysis, cost behavior, and cost estimation, here we're getting into the category of looking at particular types of costs and evaluating how they behave. In some cases, it's pretty simple to classify costs. If we're looking at a cost that does not change with regard to differences in volume level of activity, the more you make, the more you manufacture, the more service you provide, that cost stays at the same level, at least within the relevant range. That's what we refer to as a fixed cost. If, in contrast, we see a cost that's going to change in proportion to differences in activity level, the more you produce or the more service you provide, the higher that cost will go. That is by definition a variable cost item. That's simple enough, but one of the complexities that we get into in managing real-world businesses and operations across a variety of industries and contexts is that there are many types of costs that fall in between those two categories. Some portion or some attributes of that cost will be variable in nature, some portion will be fixed. Think, for example, your monthly utility bills, either for your business or on an individual basis. Often those utility bills have a fixed component, a base amount that you're going to be charged regardless of how much of that utility you use or incur, and then there'll be a variable portion that's charged in addition to that. Analysis of cost behavior, looking at different ways to understand how costs behave, is going to be the focus of that chapter, not only in terms of basic categorization. Is it something that's fixed, variable, or a mixed cost? And if a mixed cost, what type of mixed costs? But also looking at analytical techniques and methodologies we use to evaluate the specific types and categories of costs that we're dealing with, and more specifically, how we can use that information to make decisions and to better inform the choices, the strategies, and the plans that we craft in the course of leading our business organization. So a lot of interesting content, a lot of interesting material to get into as we journey through these chapters over the course of this week together. In terms of your assignments, you will have two to complete this week. They are the week 3 reading assignment, the Learn Smart assignment completed through McGraw-Hill Connect, and then the week 3 problem set that will also be completed through Connect. As always, if you have any any questions as you journey through that content or through those assignments, please let me know. I'll be glad to assist and to help you any way that I can. You can reach me by email at jake.brock@ucumberlands.edu, and I look forward to hearing from you. With that, thanks for watching. Have a great day and have a fantastic week 3 ahead.